Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us for this week's instalment of La Théâtre de Phénix. This is a full cast reading of the Ace Attorney series, and we are going through the final case of Game 1, the bonus case, the interminably long case, Rise from the Ashes. So, where have we left off? Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye has been accused of killing Bruce Goodman, a police detective. Now, we've met a colourful cast of characters, including Officer Jake Marshall, Angel Starr, who used to be a detective, and Damon Gant, the Chief of Police, and also a very mild-mannered police officer by the name of Mike Meekins. The question is, Lana is admitting that she did the crime, but Phénix, and more importantly, Lana's sister Emma, believes otherwise. We join them in the middle of a conversation with Angel Starr in the parking lot of the prosecutor's office. So, with that in mind, I now take you back to Rise from the Ashes.
The best part came several months after the trial. Every detective involved in the case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolmen, others found themselves out of a job.
And you were one of those?
Myself and one other person you know well.
Wait, could it be?
Exactly. Officer Jake Marshall. He's on security detail in the police department, ain't he? As professional detectives, we investigated that case from every angle. Jake was particularly determined. And then it was over. He was demoted. However, he hasn't forgotten. And neither have I!
You haven't forgotten SL-9.
There was another side to that case. A hidden side. That's what we're after now. And no one up in their fancy offices can stop us.
Wait! Those lunches you sell.
There's only one reason I come to sell lunches in this accursed office.
Is it because of me, honey? I love you.
I love you too. I come here to meet old friends. Boyfriends that can help me investigate.
Miss Starr's old boyfriend. How many does she have anyway?
I'd also like to know that.
Just when the detectives on the case have disappeared, we find new evidence.
There has to be a connection.
So, rookie,
What?
seems like you're serious about investigating this case.
Yes.
Then you should take this.
A Salisbury steak lunch?
I know a certain guy who might help you if you tempt him with this treat.
God, I'd love Salisbury steak lunches. Can you add that to my evidence rucksack?
Miss Starr? Officer Marshall, is he, are you his, are you going out?
Why do you want to know?
I was just wondering what happened to him. A long time ago, when he was helping my sister do cases, he was so nice. He got along so well with my sister, it made me jealous. And he was nice to me too back then.
How old are you?
Truly 15.
This would be when Officer Marshall was a detective. Bit of
But
exposition.
now he's so cold.
Jake and I are merely cooperating on this investigation. We're putting the past to rest, as it were. Nothing more than that.
I see. Thank you.
Officer Jake Marshall.
Toodles, toots.
See you, Mr.
Bye. Have a
Alright,
nice
let's go.
day.
To police.
February 23rd, Police Department entrance!
It's even busier here today than it was yesterday. Look, there's 2 people. Yesterday there was one.
Detectives are running around so fast they're blurring.
No, that's just my face.
Oh, droopy. I suppose it makes sense. A detective did get killed in their own department.
So, the evidence room, the scene of the crime. According to the pamphlet we got from the front desk, here it is.
She's like a kid at an amusement park.
Oh, a real crime scene. Let's go take a look.
Rightio. Let's take this child to the security guard office.
Woo!
February 23rd, evidence room entrance, guard station.
What's with the decor in this place? It's very, eccentric.
Now, who could work in an office like this?
According to the pamphlet, this is the guard station for the evidence room.
So, beyond that door is the evidence room, the scene of the crime.
It sure seems that way. Oh.
What's wrong?
Oh, it's those cacti. They're so prickly, so imposing. It's hard to think straight.
Just don't go near them. I mean, if you can't handle the cacti, stay out of the desert. As my mum used to say. What I want to know is, if this is a guard station, where is the guard?
I can smell him. I have a feeling I know who this guard is already.
As do I. Let's have an examine.
Judging by the open bottles of liquor?
Yes, I think this guy has a problem.
February 23rd, Police Department. Really? We were just here like 5 seconds ago. Do they need me to remind them?
I've just dropped my glasses. This place is charged with frantic energy, as always.
Another day, another dollar.
Huh? Wasn't that...
One steak lunch, please! Oh, it's you.
Detective Gumshoe!
Now's no time for chit-chat, pal. I'm a busy man. What I really need is a steak lunch from Lunchland.
Can I recommend the Salisbury steak? It's very nice.
Oh, you mean one of these? Actually, it's not for sale.
I think I just heard the sound of his heart breaking.
Now's no time for despair. We've caught our criminal. Now we just need evidence. Is that what that's called?
That's the one. The criminal. You mean?
You heard about the stabbing in the police department evidence room, pal.
We were just there.
We were. On the same day that detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot. Another detective was killed at the police department.
And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was
a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact.
Did you just flash back to, like, yesterday?
I think it was this morning, even.
It's kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the biggest scandal to hit the station in ages. Everything's topsy-turvy.
You're very loud, detective. Can you turn yourself down?
I don't have a volume knob, Droopy.
But Detective Gumshoe, who was it?
Listen, pal. All I know is I need me a steak lunch. Pronto! Standing around here talking isn't gonna fill my belly.
Wait, don't leave.
If you want to know more, head on down to the detentions.
Man!
Where's that?
The detention center. It's right next door, pal.
Next to the police station.
Questioning should be over, so I figure he's down there having a good cry. Later.
Brutal. He ran off to the evidence room.
Well, this investigation is off to a running start. Right, let's move.
Where to, Phoenix?
The Wright and Co. law offices.
Ah.
No, you know what? Just forgot my wallet. Pick that up. Okay.
February 23rd, Detention Center, Visitors Room.
Still, I do feel better about things. A little. I mean, they caught the person who stabbed the Detective Goodman, didn't they?
Yeah, I guess they did. Best not to go too far down that road right now. Things will just get confusing. Especially for me.
Oh,
What was that?
sir, for one sec, me, I'm perpetrator. I say I wasn't perpetrating against sir. That's what I say. I agree, sir.
Wait, I know who you are.
Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir.
Officer Meekins! So you're a guard here at the detention center?
No, sir, I'm not, sir. I'm a little lost patrolman, like a little lost lamb, sir.
Oh, I get it. You're here to deliver a report.
No, sir, how should I say this? This is my first day.
Wait, he isn't. Is he? You, Officer Meekins, you didn't. Did you?
Perpetrator Officer Meekins reported, sir!
What? What?
Now this is an unexpected turn of events. Let's chat with him some more.
Sir! I'm a patrolman in general affairs, sir!
Christ, I can hear you fine, Officer Meekins.
I'm bleeding from my ears!
Christ.
I had some business that day, sir, and so I went to the evidence room, sir. The guard office in front of the room was empty, sir.
So, normally there's a guard at the evidence room.
That's right, sir. But the evidence is kept in the evidence room, sir. Now, the security officer was none other than Officer Marshall.
Marshall?
And, sir, I happened to glance at the security room monitor. That's when I saw him, sir. A suspicious person in the evidence room.
Jesus!
Please stop.
What the heck is this guy doing?
He's strangling himself? So what happened then?
After that, sir, everything went white. I saw red. I blacked out. Too much tequila. And when I came to, I was here in the detention center.
How long were you out? Days?
Might I ask, what happened to your hand?
Don't ask. Sir, there was no one to bandage me, sir. So I did what I could to wrap it up, sir.
A bandage on his hand. Just like Miss Sky.
Yet another similarity between this case and the one at the prosecutor's office.
First things first. Oh, you're reading my mind. Tell us how you hurt your hand.
Telekinesis. Wait, no.
Telekinesis? Oof, well, I don't mean to pry, but you are the perpetrator, correct? You killed Detective Bruce Goodman in the evidence room, right?
Sir! Please don't look at me with those fat puppy dog eyes, sir!
Jesus!
If you have to label me as a persecutor or victim, sir, then label me victim!
Guards, can we get this megaphone away from this guy, please? I would, but you happen to be in detention and alive and well at that.
I'm gonna let him keep the megaphone.
Oh, Droopy, you really are a prick, Droopy.
Ah, yes, well, as Droopy says, that's true, sir. I suppose you could say that.
Did you know the victim? Detective Goodman.
Well, sir, if I had to label him as a stranger, or a total stranger, then I'd say he leans heavily on the total stranger's side!
I completely buy that.
Yeah, so you didn't know him?
Why would you ask a follow-up? You know he's still got the megaphone.
I think I like this.
I put the megaphones down. I'm feeling quizzical. Sir, I work in a tiny department devoid of light or other creature comfort. I don't know any detective.
So, if he was a total stranger, why did you stab him?
No! I had no intention of killing him, sir. None. Complete accident. Nor do I have any recollection of killing him, sir.
At least someone around here is more confused than I am. And your hand. That happened when Detective Goodman was stabbed.
Well, you see, sir,
Don't you think you should just confess?
But sir, there was nothing I could do!
Nothing you could do?
Sir, to tell you the truth, sir, when it happened, when the detective pointed that knife at me, I just hollered, sir! And the next thing I knew, I was unconscious!
The next thing you knew, you were... Huh?
Then when I opened my eyes, I was alone in the evidence room, sir! All alone! Alone! Because Detective Goodman had disappeared!
What?
Then when I locked down, I was gushing blood from my head, sir. Oh, the shock! Oh, the sorrow, sir! Can you imagine how I feel?
The victim's body disappeared.
That's some story.
Right, let's give him a present. What am I going to give
What
him?
have you got in your bag?
Oh, I've got Goodman's ID.
Do you think you could take a look at this?
Hey! That's it, sir! That's it! That's it!
That's what?
My head was a blank until this very moment.
It doesn't show.
I know, right? But, sir, now I remember. I remember, sir.
You mean you remember what happened?
Correct. That card was the cause of all of it.
This ID card?
Exactly, sir. That's exactly it. Nothing could be more exact, sir. Nothing.
I'd better pry into this one a little deeper.
You also know the number for the nearest ear, nose, and throat specialist? I'm struggling here.
Please don't ask him more questions, Phénix.
Oh, let me just a couple more. Can you tell me what it is you do remember, if that is a real word?
Remember? Well, sir, you might say I'm a lost little patrolman. A lost little lamb, if you will. I didn't know this was Detective Goodman who was in the evidence room. And that's why you thought he looked suspicious.
Again, reading my mind, and that's why you thought he looked suspicious.
And that's why you thought he looked suspicious.
And that's why you thought... Oh, sorry, I was too late.
Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to display his ID card.
Well, that sounds pretty much by the book so far.
That's right, sir. That's what I've been trying to tell you.
So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do?
That's the thing. Suddenly, he pointed a knife at me.
What?
Sir, I assure you, I was as flustered as you are right now. So I whooped and lifted him.
Detective Goodman pointed a knife at him.
Do unto others before they do unto you. My own father's words, sir.
What happened then?
Well, my eyes, sir. Everything went white, and I suddenly started driving to Barnard Castle. Sorry. When I awoke, I was here.
Right here?
Right now?
Right here?
Right now?
Right here?
Right now?
Right here?
Right now.
So, Officer Meekins, why was it that they arrested you?
What do you mean, Emma?
Let's look at what we know.
Rightio.
Now, Officer Meekins didn't know Detective Goodman. He made that very clear. And the victim, whom he met at the scene of the crime, didn't show his ID card.
In other words, we have no way of knowing if the victim was really the victim.
And if this body just disappeared from the evidence room, we don't even know if anyone actually died.
That's it, sir. That's what I wanted to say. That is, I did say something along those lines.
Huh? But you still ended up here.
They told me that it had to be him, sir. On that day, at that time. Detective Goodman was definitely in the evidence room. That's what they said.
But you don't remember the events clearly.
No. But the videotape is quite clear.
Huh? Videotape?
From the security camera. The crime! My crime! The crime I swore to stamp out! It's there! It's me! It's on tape!
And you waited until now to tell us this?
I'm sorry, I'm really sorry, sir. I'll hand over my badge. I don't deserve it.
No, thanks. I have my own. Well, guess we better go check out this crime scene.
I'll take the badge.
Go on then. Alright, we're off. See you, Officer Meekins.
Bye.
Bye.
See you never.
February 23rd, Police Department, Criminal Affairs? Am I saying that right?
Hey, Mr. Wright, look who's standing at the head detective's desk.
It's Chief Gant.
Are you sure this is all, huh? You know what it means if there's anything missing.
Sure, I'm sure it's most likely totally perfect. We checked the drawers, the lockers, the garbage cans, the coat pockets, the pillowcases, behind the computer monitors, the coffee machine, my own underwear.
I see. Well, if anything does turn up, you call me right away, deal?
Yes, sir. We'll scour the place again with a scouring brush.
The head detective looks a little flustered.
Aha! Righto, my boy. How you been? Swim much?
Oh, Chief Gant, reporting for duty, sir.
Why are you saluting him, Mr. Wright?
I'm scared. Let's chat with him.
Here you go, sir. Just some dramatic music for you.
Cheers, Gary. Is Edgeworth going to be okay?
Oh, Worthy? Oh, you know, they're doing a little inquiry committee with him.
Sounds like an inquisition.
Yeah, well, we've had no end of trouble with the boy since last year.
You mean the incident on Gord Lake?
Episode 9, True Believers.
It doesn't look good having one of our top people sitting in the defendant's seat. Now, you got someone else found guilty in that case. Right, Righto?
Von Karma.
A legend he was, undefeated in his 40-year career. But in court, you fixed it so he was caught for forging evidence. Well, wait.
Wait! I didn't do anything wrong. He did forge evidence.
In any case, the prosecutor's office is in a bit of a turmoil, you might say. Why, they do just about anything to restore their reputation. Now, depending on what that inquiry committee decides, it could be bad for Worthy.
What?
It's downright odd, I tell you. I mean, it happened at exactly the same time.
The murder of the murder at the prosecutor's office.
Scientifically speaking, it's impossible.
Shut up, nerd.
Goofy, are you employed?
My name's Droopy,
Yes,
bitch.
that's what the evidence is
I'm
saying.
15.
Goodman was stabbed in 2 locations at the same time. That's what it says.
What evidence is this?
Now, Rhino, I can't give away all our secrets just like that. And this in particular, well, it's a little sensitive and I can't talk about it.
I wasn't expecting much anyway.
You know, one thing I hate most of all is hiding stuff. Secrets. Can't stand them. But you know, it's a full-time job just keeping the head detective's trap shut.
Ah, he was the one you were picking on earlier.
Huh? You saw that? Whoops.
I wonder what it was that he wanted the head detective to do.
Let's see if we can kind of discreetly ask him. Okay, be discreet. Be discreet.
Yeah, just putting my X-ray glasses on. He's mumbling something to himself.
I know. The killer used a cassette tape. What a crafty trick. That gunshot was fake! This is good. No one will expect a cassette tape in this day and age.
He's not writing a report. He's writing a novel.
Were that this desk a time desk.
Right, let's take away my X-ray specs. Hope that was subtle enough.
No, sorry you had to see that.
What exactly did the chief of police want you to do?
Well, see over there? That's Goodman's desk. He wanted me to check it for anything that might be a clue. They took away every last piece of garbage in the trash can.
Apart from this photo of him in holiday, is this Mallorca? Looks nice.
It's actually Zanti.
Oh, Zanti. I've always wanted to go.
So, nothing belonging to Detective Goodman is still here?
Of course not. Well, except for this.
And the Zanti
What?
picture.
You kept something?
Sure, why not? It's not important. He didn't even finish writing it. It's a lost item report, but it's only half complete. That's 50%. That's at least a D-.
Mm.
A lost item. Did Detective Goodman lose something? Probably.
The date on it, it's February 21st. I'll make a note of that just in case. Pen Goodman's lost item report.
Just put it in your bag, Phénix.
Yeah, just popped it in. I should probably get a quick look around the crime scene. Oh, maybe not. Actually, I was wondering if I could ask you a favour.
Huh? Well, I never thought the day would come when Rhino asked me for help.
I was wondering if we could investigate the evidence room. The evidence room? Oh.
Now, Rhino.
Actually, I'm sorry. I don't need to investigate after all. Sorry.
Rhino, please. Do I look like a selfish man?
Huh?
Heck, if anyone asks me, sir, can I borrow $50? I'd give him $50, no problem.
That's a great piece of information to know.
So go ahead, investigate that room to your heart's content. Knock yourself out.
What about 15-year-old children? Oh, it just goes to show you never know until you ask.
Mm-hmm.
And for you, here, you can borrow this.
Huh? Hey! This is a detective's ID card, isn't it?
This is a special card for guests, so don't lose it.
Yes, sir. It's an honor.
You just run along and do your best now. Later, folks.
See you again.
Bye.
I'll be Ento.
Looks pretty cool on my lapel, doesn't it? Just think, a real ID.
Mm. You seem happy.
Yes, sir. Because, sir, we get to go into the evidence room now. Sir.
I think this place is a bad influence on the girl. All right, let's head to that evidence room then.
God, it stinks of liquor in here.
It really does.
Who knew he had more than one of those ponchos?
I know. Why have one when you can have two? Look, the evidence room is beyond that door. Just follow my finger, it's just there.
And we have the ID card from Chief Gant. Let's just walk in. It won't open.
Ah, the card reader is turned off, see?
What is that security guard thinking?
Howdy, partners. Well. What's made my Bambina skies so gray?
Oh, Officer Marshall! Somehow I knew.
What's that somehow I knew look for? As you may have surmised, this here's my saloon.
We're here to investigate the crime scene.
Yeehaw. That card you got there on your chest. That's better than the sheriff's badge in these parts.
Yeehaw. My eyes are up here.
Well, what are you standing there for? Get along, little doggies. Crime scene's awaiting.
I think we now know who has the drinking problem. Looks like the card reader's on again. While we're here, I was wondering if we could ask you some questions.
Sorry, cowboy, but I got no mind to tangle with you hombres.
You're busy, then?
Did I say that? I only said I didn't wish to speak with you.
Actually, you said you had no mind to tangle with us hombres. But you know what? I'm being pedantic. I'll give him a present.
Just get something out of your bag. Get something out of the bag. Go on.
The Salisbury steak. There you go.
That smell reminds me of Texas.
So, Officer Marshall, you're from Texas?
No, I just saw a special on television the other day. This from my baby?
Yeah, Miss Starr.
What's this?
What? What's wrong?
I know I shouldn't have put pepper on it. I'm so sorry.
Filet steak lunch. I see.
I can take the peppercorns off.
I don't see. I wonder what it means.
All right, Bambina. You win. Ask me anything.
Finally, it seems like
he's willing to talk.
Right, let's chat with him then.
Officer Marshall, you're in charge of security for the evidence room, right?
You got good eyes, partner. It's an easy job, and I'm grateful for it.
Actually, Officer Meekins at the detention center told us.
We also guessed.
That poor little doggy. Poor guy. Keep getting his name wrong and calling him Meekly.
He told us something very loudly. He said that when the stabbing occurred, you weren't at your station.
Well, maybe I shouldn't be telling you this. But since I got demoted from detective 2 years ago, well, I might not look for it, but I lost my fire for the job, you know?
So, what were you doing around 5:15 when the murder took place?
Well, I reckon I was galloping down the highway on the back of my steed, Zippy.
No, he was riding down the highway on his horse named Zippy.
There's no need for people here anyhow. These newfangled machines do a bang-up job of keeping an eye on the place.
You mean the security camera system?
I don't take to machines much. Kind of like that stewed broccoli they sneak in next to your steak, you know?
Miss Starr told us something. She said that you were a detective until about 2 years ago.
It was always my dream to be a rawhide wrangler on the scene of a crime. It's all gone now, like a drinking hole in a prayer fire.
You're still investigating the SL-9 incident with Miss Starr, aren't you?
That was my case. It's all solved on the record books, but it smells like a bad game of poker. I can't let it go. That's all there is to it.
What kind of case was it anyway? We've heard the name so many times, but no one tells us exactly what happened.
There are some things you're better off not knowing, Bambina. Anyway, that case is officially dead as of 2 days ago.
2 days ago? The day of our case.
Math.
That's right. The evidence transfers.
Edgeworth was talking about the transferals too.
I know that maybe two of the machines in here do.
Only 2 of them? There must be a dozen.
Like I said, Bambina, me and machines, well, I like them about as much as I like stewed cauliflower with my steaks. Easiest ones to understand are these here security cameras.
Those are the ones that Officer Meekins mentioned. Again, very loudly.
Nothing happens, the tapes are automatically erased every few hours.
And Officer Meekins and Detective Goodman, are they on one of those tapes?
I reckon they might be.
You're the security guard, and you reckon?
One more thing. When you go in the evidence room, you need an ID card.
Thus, the card reader by the door.
The card reader leaves a record of every ID card passed through.
It's 420 somewhere.
Right here.
So this is the ID card record.
Hey! I've seen that somewhere before.
Sorry, Bambina. Can't show you more than that.
Huh?
I haven't heard whether this is related to the case yet.
Mr. Wright, I saw a number on that record just now. I've seen that number before.
Maybe there's some way I can prove that record is tied to the stabbing.
Nice exfoliating shave.
Sorry, but could you explain what this whole transferal thing is about?
Well, we keep only evidence from solved cases in this room. They're kept here under the presiding detective's supervision for about 2 years. So, we can reinvestigate them if it turns out there's a mistake, see?
So, what happens to the evidence after 2 years?
It goes to sleep forever in the underground vault at the police station. That's what we call transferal. We do it every February.
I see now.
Transferal is like a funeral for old cases. 2 years after a case is solved, it's closed forever. Dead. Never to be reopened again. Never to be reinvestigated.
And that happened to SL-9 2 days ago, ... Alright, let's get him a present.
Get him something from your bag. See this? This is the victim's ID card.
Ah, one that was on the ground in the parking lot.
The number on this is 5842189.
Officer Marshall! Show us the ID number on that ID card record. Look! The 4th number. It's a perfect match.
It was used at 5:14, right before the stabbing.
What's more, there's only one of them cards in the world.
So, when the incident occurred, Detective Goodman was in the evidence room.
But wait, what did Officer Meakin say?
Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to display his ID card.
So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card? What did he do?
That's the thing! Suddenly he pointed a knife at me!
If he had his ID card then, why would he have pointed a knife at Officer Meakins?
All right, compadre. You win. I guess I can give you this ID card record.
Pop it in your
Sebastian,
satchel. Go
just
on.
pop it in there. Pop it in the front pocket. I've got an idea. Maybe I should show this list to other people with IDs here.
Where are we going?
We're going to go to the
Aye-oh.
evidence room.
February 23rd, evidence room, Sector 3. The third of the sectors.
It's quiet. The investigation must be over here.
So, this is the evidence room. It really is kind of like a graveyard.
Like a vertical one. Graveyards are supposed to have grass and trees. This feels more like a morgue.
Nice try, Mr. Wright, but you can't scare me.
Whoa!
Sorry, I thought you were a ghost.
I wouldn't recommend going around smacking ghosts on the head, pal. So, is it true what I heard? Is Droopy really now the chief of police?
Unfortunately, yes.
Righto, please. Do I look like a selfish man? Heck, if anyone asks me, sir, can I borrow $50? I'd give them $50. No problem. So go ahead, investigate that room to your heart's desire. Knock yourself out.
Yeah, it's true.
So, Chief of Police Gant will loan anyone $50? Even me?
Oh, so that's what you were talking about.
Actually, I was put in charge of the investigation for today.
Just for today.
Boss for a day.
But guess what? You got permission from the chief, so now you're boss for a day. Huh?
Gee, thanks.
First of all, you'll want to have this.
Cheers. I'll pop it in my rucksack.
Whack it in a side pouch.
Yeah, you know what, you're right.
There's
Front
no room
pouch
in
is
the
too-
main
yeah,
body of the
just
bag.
pop that in there.
Thing is bulging.
So, Detective Gumshoe, you're boss for the day.
That's right. Boss for the day. It's an honor. After all, the murder took place right here, in the police department.
That is correct.
But if you're boss, why are you all alone? Where are your underlings?
Well, I mean, they made Droopy a chief. I mean, they're using all our findings from yesterday's investigation to prepare for the trial.
In other words, Detective Gumshoe got kicked out of the investigation again.
I am adamant, though.
You're adamant.
I am adamant, though. There's nothing to be scared of. I'm gonna take control and put this case to rest. And in my own evidence locker, pal.
You have a locker in here too, Detective Gumshoe.
Of course. I'm a detective after all. I think.
Sometimes I forget.
They gave me a locker that only I can open, pal.
It's kind of how lockers work.
Only you can open? Yeah, Phoenix is right. That's how they work.
I got like a special key.
I hate to break it to you, mate, but that's kind of how most lockers work.
No, mine is a special one that only I can open. Look, I'll always believe in Mr. Edgeworth, no matter what happens.
So, Mr. Edgeworth is something.
Yeah, he really is something. They're trying to figure out who's responsible for the mess up in court today.
I see.
I guess this is what you call fate. Mr. Edgeworth just can't get away from that case.
That case?
Yeah, that case. The SL9 incident, of course. That was the beginning of the end for Mr. Edgeworth.
Maybe we can get him to tell us more about the case.
This place is more high-tech than you think. Every locker is fixed so that only one detective can open it.
We get it, you've all got keys. Look, using this ID card.
Oh, wow, that's the thing, pal. ID cards can be lost. Why, I'm on my third card since entering the force already.
Not a brag.
I got so many cards, parking fines.
That does sound like a lot.
Yes, but even I can lose my own right hand.
Right hand? Oh, you mean your fingerprint.
Exactly, pal. The lock for each locker is coded with a fingerprint. Beep. And that's the only locker we can open. It's an odd system.
I like it though.
Funny, they look like normal lockers.
These are the latest model. There's a trick to the handles, see?
The handles?
On the other side of the handles is a sensor, and if the wrong person touches it...
Zap! You get a shock?
If that's what happened, my hand would be black and smoking every day. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There's even some people in the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks.
Just gonna nick one of those locks, pop him in my rucksack. Oh, let's give you a present while it's open.
Give him the knife.
Yeah, then. Oh, how about this?
Detective Goodman's note. And that's the switchblade knife. Did I win? I bet Edgeworth was the most surprised of anyone.
Because of the SL-9 connection, question mark?
That was Mr. Edgeworth's first big case, you know. 2 years ago. That was the first time the world knew Edgeworth was a man to be feared.
But why would evidence from that case turn up now?
I guess it's not over, pal. Maybe there are some loose ends left on that case. Now, that was a bloody violent case.
Violent? So it was a murder?
A serial killing.
A serial killing? Maybe I don't want to get involved in this after all.
That's your barrier to entry? The killer made a mistake, and Mr. Edgeworth built his case around that to nab him.
And this was 2 years ago.
That put Mr. Edgeworth right in the spotlight, and started the rumor mill. You know.
Love that mill. Rumours about forged evidence.
It was supposed to be all cleaned up with the transferal the other day. It was the last job he ever did. Detective Goodman, that is.
Huh? What do you mean?
Detective Goodman was the detective in charge of the SL-9 incident, you see?
So, that switchblade knife.
The victim took the knife out of the evidence locker himself. Let's get him another present.
What are you going to give him?
I'm just going to look for these pockets here. Ah! Could you take a look at this? This is the ID card record of the people who came in here on the day of the stabbing.
Ah, I heard the rumors from the mill. So it was Goodman who came here on the... Wow, wait, whoa!
What is it? What's wrong?
That
You seen a ghost?
that serial number.
It's not your ID number, is it, Detective Gumshoe?
Mr. Edgeworth.
What?
The second number on this list belongs to Mr. Edgeworth.
What a dramatic reveal, everybody! There will be more investigations after we take a quick intermission. Let's call it a soft 5, hard 10-minute intermission. Let's see what other revelations we can come across on La Théâtre de Phénix. See you in soft 5, hard 10. Welcome back. When we last left, we were in the middle of a revelation that prosecutor Miles Edgeworth checked into the evidence room where the murder occurred a minute before the murder. What is going on? Let's head straight back into Rise from the Ashes and find out.
Mr. Edgeworth.
What?
Why would Edgeworth have come to the evidence room?
Give him something else from the bag.
You know what, instead I'm going to chat with him. Or maybe not.
Use your
I'm going to
words,
examine.
Phoenix,
That's
use
what I'm
your
going to do.
words. Someone left a glove in here, but only one?
Detective Gumshoe, maybe?
There you go, pal. Making me out to be some kind of... absent-minded detective. That's evidence from the case, you know.
You mean SO-9? It does have a tag in it that does say that. You know what, I'm just going to take this evidence, just pop it in my rucksack.
The other side pouch, Phoenix. Everything else is too full.
I never know if we're saying hyphen or dash. I get real confused.
I kind of flip-flop between them.
Look, there's one open, and there's an indicator tag still stuck on it.
That locker is coated with Detective Goodman's fingerprint.
Detective Goodman's locker.
Are you sure it's okay to leave it open like that?
Well, it'd be hard to get it open again if we closed it.
Leak.
It's empty. They must have taken the contents elsewhere. There's something sticking out. There's something sticking out of here,
Oh, sorry.
and also on that locker as well.
Ew, it looks like a shirt. I guess it must be evidence for some case.
I wonder if Detective Gumshoe put this here. I like to speak in the third person.
There you go, pal. Making me out to be some kind of slob. I'm not responsible for the evidence here. That said, I bet that evidence locker was opened recently.
How do you know?
If you leave things hanging out like that, the evidence gets dirty or ripped. The guard checks on that kind of stuff and notifies the detective responsible. How many times have I had him breathing down my neck about some silly evidence?
Wish he'd breathe on my neck.
Sounds like Detective Gumshoe leaves evidence hanging out a lot, too.
Has it happened again?
Oh, don't worry. I bet he doesn't tuck in his shirt under that trench coat either.
If he wears anything under there.
You can see my clothes. I mean, if you're gonna talk behind someone's back, don't do it right in front of them, pal.
Is that shirt and tie a tattoo?
It is strangely flesh-colored, his shirt.
What's this? Blood?
It's a little worn, but there's definitely a handprint here.
It looks like someone tried to wipe it off.
Mr. Wright! What if there are other bloodstains left in the room?
We should use her testing fluid to check it out.
Yeah, just spritz a little
Yeah, I'm
over
just gonna
here, like
spritz
on
it
the
all over.
floor.
There
You
go.
got it on me.
Oh, sorry.
Wow, someone must have broken something big to make all of these pieces.
Detective Gumshoe, perhaps.
There you go, pal. Making me out to be some kind of hooligan. That's apparently from the case.
The case?
The case.
The SL
The
hyphen
case, so no,
dash.
it's late again.
Get out of here, Dropey. I mean, I'm sorry, Chief.
That'll be reflected in your paycheck, motherfucker.
Not my day. See, the SL-/-9 incident, pal. See the sticker on one of those pieces there.
Sticker. Oh, another piece of SL-9 evidence. I'm going to check it out closer.
Look-see, yeah.
I wonder what that shape these pieces were in before whatever it was broke.
You okay,
Right,
man?
yeah,
I'm
exactly.
sorry, I've had a moment of absence there.
Look, Phoenix, do you just want to try and put it back together?
Good luck, pal. That's no job for amateurs. Why, I spent a good 3 hours on that before I had to give up.
It's a 5-piece. I've never done a 5-piece before.
That's why I always carry around a tube of glue.
Oh, that's why.
Well, this piece looks like the bottom. Up there. Let's try putting the rest in place.
Okay, strap in, everybody. It's gonna be a
God.
3-hour-long puzzle.
Phoenix, you took an elective in pottery, did you not?
I did, yes, in De Montfort.
Oh, you went to De Montfort?
I went to De Montfort, yeah, back in...
What's college like?
Oh, it's nice. Was part of lots of groups.
You're getting confused. This is a mosaic, not a college.
Orienteering.
Oh, my bad.
Here we go. You should go to college too. One day.
Which are you?
I'm hoping to one day.
I was speaking to the both of you, yeah. No, but I think you should.
Do you want to apply together, detective?
Yeah. I mean, what are you thinking of studying?
I don't know. Whatever you want to do, I don't mind.
Okay, that's kind of not how it works.
I don't know.
Can I recommend archaeology? That's what I did.
That explains why you're doing so well at this puzzle here.
You're flying through this.
Yeah, it's all thanks to your tub of glue.
I've got another few tubes in my bag if you do need another.
Thank you.
Just have one anyway.
Oh, thank you very much.
Do you want one, detective?
Yeah, I could probably use it to stick my shirt into my pants. Stop it from coming out.
That is one way to solve that problem.
It will
What
never
about
be a
you,
problem
Droopy?
again.
Do you want some glue?
Nah, I'm good.
He's got enough glue.
Droopy's helping me out with this.
I can smell it on him.
Yeah. Got a real problem.
Huh? Well, I think we did it, but some of the pieces are missing.
That's what the problem was. That only took me 2 minutes to do. The problem was finishing it.
You've always had problems finishing. That's what I've heard.
Yes, Chief.
Do you have like HR here? Because that's not okay.
He's also the head of HR.
That's right, baby.
Wow, were some of the pieces stolen?
I bet they were missing to begin with.
Still, it doesn't look like the most stable kind of jaw.
I kind of understand how it got broken.
I'm just going to pop that in my rucksack there.
It's just a miracle that thing's so big.
It's like Mary Poppins' bag.
Yeah.
Just
Where's
fixed
the
it as
headstone?
well. Allow me to say one thing. Speaking as a detective,
That's 4 things.
if I see a piece of evidence I know nothing about, I say nothing. Nothing.
What do you say?
Nothing.
That's fine.
You bet it's fine.
Just having a nosy around by the
just
lockers.
have a little nosy. Don't worry about it. What's this blood?
Use the spritz. Use the spritz.
Spritz.
Oh God, you got some on me again.
Right, let's have a look here. What we got?
That stuff is super expensive.
Let's give him a present. What we got here in the bag? Spritz.
Are you gonna give him the spritz?
I think I might.
We need that.
I'm already covered in this stuff.
Well, can we just do you mind just rolling around on the floor a little?
Not
Yeah.
again.
If you could, Gumshoe.
It would really help
All right.
for science.
Okay, I think I'm getting it everywhere.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
God, you got it up the walls.
Yeah. Well, I get active.
I knew it! This is someone's right handprint.
What? A handprint?
What's the matter, detective?
This locker. It's mine.
Oh, you are so fucking busted.
It's yours.
Please. Yeah, you have to help me. When they come to take me away.
Lethal force is authorized. I repeat, lethal force is authorized.
Promise. Promise you'll testify that I wouldn't harm a fly. You'll do that for me, won't you, pals?
This is an important clue. I'll jot it down on the floor plans.
Pals? I'm counting on you guys. Believe me, you can't trust the police. Not ever since Droopy became a chief.
You're a detective. Give it another spritz,
Yes,
Phoenix.
give it another spritz.
The entire place just coated.
What's this? There must have been a massive amount of blood here. I've never seen so much before. I'm not a professional. What's your opinion, detective?
Why him? Can we ask Droopy or something?
Pale blue blood.
It was a smurf.
Maybe Detective Goodman was actually an alien, or a lizard, or a royal, or a lizard royal.
We haven't considered that, but this proves something really happened in front of these lockers. With this locker.
I'll make a note of it in the floor plans. There.
Hey, if you didn't want my opinion, you shouldn't have asked.
Spray, spray, spray.
Go on,
Ah,
keep going.
jeez, making a lot of notes on those floor
I'm
plans,
getting
pal.
pretty lightheaded, Phoenix. Oh, why am I getting a reaction here?
Keep huffing that
There's
stuff.
no reason for the murderer to touch this spot if he fled out the door. This just might be something significant.
Hey, that's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal. Getting me all lightheaded, too.
What's this? It's called luminol testing fluid.
Where'd you get your hands on that?
Huh?
I'd like to get some, too. Makes me feel all fuzzy. I'll just go and borrow $50 from the chief. Not Droopy, the other guy.
Where'd you get this, Emma?
I always buy it by mail order. Have you not heard of the dark web?
Well, I'd better jot this down on the floor plans. Dark web.
Hey, pal, look at the time.
Was there something you needed to be going to?
Yeah, it's just that Mr. Edgeworth's inquiry committee should be letting out soon. I'm gonna go give them my report for the day. It might help, you know.
Report? You mean the note written on the back of that flyer? Is that a naked woman on it?
I think it might be. The one that says nothing but no problems.
Are those titties?
Hey, it's Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about. I'm sure he can use a report like this. I believe in him.
Who needs enemies when you've got friends like Detective Gumshoe?
Let me just take my porn pamphlet, and I'm off to the courthouse. See you later, pal.
See you, Gumshoe.
Bye.
Hey, Droopy, can I borrow $50?
Why don't you go fuck yourself?
Okay, boss.
I should probably see what Edgeworth has to say too. Right, off we pop.
To see him?
Yeah. Oh,
Oh
hello,
my
mate.
God, not another one.
Christ, he's drinking again. And
That thing outside the station freaks me out.
it really is weird, isn't it? Oh, hello, you're right.
So does she.
Everyone's very quiet today.
February 23rd, High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. Ah, guests, my apologies.
Oh, it's you.
Have we met somewhere?
Huh?
Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave. So long. Ah, fun.
Is Edgeworth here?
There, standing by the window, a teacup in his hand.
It's you.
He has the hotel bring him tea service.
Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from the district prosecutor's office inquiry?
Precisely.
Ah.
By the way, Detective Gumshoe was looking for you. He gave
Yes,
me
he was looking
a
for you.
disgusting pamphlet.
Yeah, and he was looking for you too.
Sorry. I got lost in your eye. I got distracted. Oh, yes, he brought me some information, it seems.
Really? Was it helpful?
Information about the woman's anatomy?
Apparently, a new French restaurant is opening near here.
Near where?
Apparently, it's right above a massage parlor.
Okay, right.
I think he was trying to console me somehow.
I think the report is on the other side, Edgeworth.
Oh, thank God, because he was barking up the wrong... it was irrelevant anyway.
Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I think this whole thing is really taking a toll on him.
Right, let's chat with him.
Maybe ask him if he's seeking help.
So, how did the inquiry committee go?
Actually, they decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error during the investigation.
Concealing evidence?
Man, you love adding a question mark to the last words people say, don't you?
Don't I?
Yes, apparently there are some who believe that I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning. You were lucky this time. Again? It's contagious.
You're getting it, Phénix. You're getting it.
I've heard them say that so many times.
What, again?
Ever since that case 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Don't, I swear to God, honey.
Are you okay for the trial tomorrow?
Well, I'm still the presiding prosecuting attorney, however...
Something happened?
They gave control of the investigation over to the police department.
The police department?
Now, see, that sounded like an interrobang, so that means you're improving. Yes, any further investigation for this case will be directed by the chief of police, Gant. I can do nothing but wait for his results.
I see.
Why, I ask you? Why? All along, I've only done what I believe is right. I'm gonna lean up against the wall. I have nothing to be ashamed of. But still...
Wow. I've never seen him this out of sorts. Look at the way he threw his whiskey into the open fire.
Give him something from the bag. He looks sad.
Yeah, go on, let's pop him in. What have we got here?
His
phone.
shoe? I don't know.
Charger. Oh, right, I better check this now.
What are you checking out, Phénix? Yes, I was
You
saying,
had
I'm right here.
What's this? A record of ID card usage?
Edgeworth, you went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less.
Yes. Yes, that's true.
Why, Mr. Edgeworth?
Can a guy walk into a room these days? Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go. By Chief Gant, no less.
No less?
The chief of police?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'll go.
He wanted evidence for a case that wrapped up half a year ago. That's 6 months. 6 months! He told me he wanted to keep it here, in the prosecutor's office.
But it was solved, right? It would have to be if the evidence was already filed. I mean...
The chief is never one to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here.
Can I ask what kind of case it was?
Nosy little bint, aren't you? I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current case.
Now I'm curious about this other case. I'd better make a note of it. Other case.
What are you writing?
I'm just writing other case in my notes.
Didn't even lie to me. Stubborn as always. I told you this has nothing to do with the current case.
Let's give him a present. Might cheer him up. What have I got? Oh, the victim's note.
I know you. You've probably got a hold of some information already, right? Like my internet history? Well, it was just a joke. I searched those things for fun.
What, like Chimneas? It all has to do with that case you were on. The SL-9 incident.
Oh, that, yes. Yes. Forget the last thing I said.
There's nothing wrong with Chimneas as well. They're very nice in the garden. And some dark suspicion you were wrapped up in.
You are the man who revived the worst memory of my life, as I recall.
Yeah, that's the one. That was me.
I figured I'd be telling you about this sooner or later.
A bad memory. He's talking about the murder in the elevator.
Can we not talk about Can we not talk about my father, please?
Yeah, well, I'll just let her know. His dad was murdered, and he was there. She's all up to speed now. Okay, Edgeworth, why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth.
Have you tried yoga?
I swear to God, right, I will slap this girl.
Please don't.
The SL-9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of investigation was the deputy chief of police at the time, Damon Gant.
That wacky old coot was involved in the case 2 years ago. Two then. So many twos.
He was the best we had, and it was my first time working with him. I was nervous.
Wow, you get nervous too, huh, Mr. Edgeworth?
Don't look at me when you're speaking to me.
What I want to know is why a deputy chief of police was on the investigation.
In truth, I used slightly more extreme methods than normal.
How extreme?
Gosh, he's staring through you, Phénix.
We were dealing with a vicious murderer. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. My big, strong hands.
Oh.
We won our guilty verdict, and the killer was executed.
Wait, you didn't?
Of course not. I didn't touch the evidence. How dare you? Yes, I will do anything in my power to win a trial. However, I do have a code, and I follow it faithfully. Right. By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor wanted to know something.
My sister? What?
You still working on that scientific investigation?
Huh? Yeah, of course. Why, just today, Mr. Wright and I were using this.
We were.
Spritzer.
It was good fun.
Luminol testing fluid. Well then, you might have use for this.
Aluminium powder for taking fingerprints?
That's right, aluminum powder.
Aluminium powder.
It's been chemically treated for better adhesion, the aluminum powder, that is.
I like it. And you've got your glue sticks as well, Emma. That'd be handy.
All I need is some pipe cleaners. I could make you a bonnet.
Nice.
For me? Are you sure? We're the enemy, you know?
No, please take it. I'm currently building a Tracy Island out of papier-mâché.
Oh, sweet.
I've no say in today's investigation. Do as you will.
Edgeworth, I'm really...
Shh. No need to thank me. Here, take your powder and these fingerprint files for everyone involved.
Thanks. How about giving these to Detective Gumshoe as well? Right, let's pop that in the bag.
Well, let's get going. One last investigation.
Right, that's my name. I do seem to remember seeing a suspicious handprint somewhere.
Now get the hell out of here so I can watch you walk away.
Bye, Edgeworth.
Enchanté, right?
See you at the trial.
That was super weird.
Oh, we have a history. You should meet our friend Larry Butts.
Just By the sound of him, I don't want to.
He works at the Gourd Lake. He sells food.
February 23rd, evidence room, Sector 3, the third of the sectors.
Our investigation turned up a suspicious handprint.
Here, in this blood on the detective's evidence locker.
Let's use the secret weapon we just borrowed.
Right, let's get started. First, choose a finger on the handprint.
This little piggy, or there a finger?
Each finger leaves behind a slightly different imprint.
Right.
So let's choose the finger that will have left behind the clearest print.
I really can't tell the difference at a glance.
Quit procrastinating and choose a finger.
Right, this little piggy. The one who went to market.
Okay, now it's time to check for prints. Let me show you how it's done.
Emma's starting to get that sparkle in her eyes.
Purple rain, purple rain.
First, we sprinkle the aluminum powder around.
Sprinkle, 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 sprinkle. Huh? How do you do that?
Just touch the screen. See?
The screen? All right. It looks like that did the trick.
The aluminum powder adheres completely to the print. Once the powder is well spread, just blow away the excess.
Huh? How do I do that?
How'd you blow it away? You just blow with your breath.
You do know how to blow, don't you, right?
Okay.
Did you follow us?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Boys and girls at home, be sure to blow on your screens to make the magic powder happen.
Imagine you're blowing out the candles on a birthday cake. See?
Everybody blow.
I've never had a birthday cake before. Wow, that looks like fun.
That is so
Might take some
sad.
getting used to, though.
It's fine. It won't go up your nose or anything.
Oh, it won't? Oh, that's a shame.
You just pour the powder on thick and blow away the extra.
Mm.
Those are the basics of fingerprinting, Mr. Wright.
I guess I'd better give it a try. Right, here we go.
It would be super awkward if any of that was laced with innuendo, but so glad that this is just science.
Spray, spray, spray. Lovely white colour here. The powder.
Oh, you did it! You found one!
But this looks nothing like a fingerprint.
Now that you mention it, I guess it doesn't.
Looks like a baked bean. What does it mean?
I think it means we're out of luck.
Ah, shit. Out of luck?
The person who left this handprint must have worn gloves.
Huh? Don't tell me we've been wasting our time here.
Hey, calm down. That's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigations. But it does seem a shame. You're right.
Mm.
Well, while we're at it, why don't we look around for other prints?
Other prints?
Looking at the locker door again closely. It seems like there are fingerprints outside the bloody handprint as well. Let's see if we can find a clear print.
Fingerprints outside the blood.
Give it a little sprinkle.
Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle.
Give it a little spritz. Go on.
Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. It's like a big heart attack.
You're getting so good at this.
Nice. I love sprinkling.
Yay! A print so clear, it's dazzling.
Dazzling?
Anyway, this print took a lot of effort to find. Let's match it up right away.
Right. So, we're not done yet. This was quite a process. I mean, I was sprinkling, I was blowing.
Well, there's no point in finding a fingerprint and not knowing who the owner is, right?
I guess she's right.
Look at the fingerprint data that we got from Mr. Edgeworth. And point out the person you think left these prints.
Huh? How am I supposed to know who it was?
I could make a pretty good guess. The bloody handprint and the fingerprints are in different places, right? That means the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case. So, whose fingerprints would we most likely find on this evidence locker? Have a guess. Go on.
Da.
Is that your analyzing face?
Yeah, it's just
Super weird what you do with your nose. Aha! So these prints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You gave me this so what look.
I guess that's probably because I was thinking, so what?
Okay. So we came up with nothing this time, but there's always next time. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. You gotta roll with the punches, Mr. Wright. Life lessons.
Thanks for the sympathy.
You're welcome.
Wait, if I remember correctly, which often I don't, there was one other handprint in this room. Let's check it out.
Where are you going?
Just
What are
looking
you
for the other
looking at?
handprint. Where is it? Where the bloody hell is it? Oh, this is where we got a luminol fluid reaction, right?
Oh, 100%. Right. There was a handprint here. Okay, want to try using this?
There go her eyes, sparkling again. Okay, let's check for prints.
That's a spirit. Oh, but I have to warn you about something first.
What?
The area with the blood was wiped away, right?
We only ended up finding it using chemical means.
Any prints in that area will have been wiped away too.
Oh, right. So, that means no prints.
Would you say the probability of your hypothesis is high?
Don't ask me.
Anyway, we must try to find prints that weren't wiped away.
Prints other than the ones left by the bloody hand.
Come on, Phénix, sprinkle.
Sprinkle,
Sprinkle like your
sprinkle.
life depends on it.
Sprinkling really hard. I'm just having a
God,
look
what a
here.
waste of this new powder.
It's hard to sprinkle on vertical surfaces.
Throw it.
Throw
it.
Throw. I'm throwing the bottle at it.
Throw like a little girl.
I'm sorry, I didn't learn how to throw. Oh, it's working. Sprinkle, 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 sprinkle.
Right, now once you're done, remember, blow, blow.
Blow, blow,
like
blow.
your life depends on it.
I gave it my best shot.
That kind of result won't be any good for matching prints, will it?
But it doesn't look like we'll get a clearer result from this print.
Right. Okay, let's try a different finger then.
Sprinkle,
Sprinkle.
sprinkle, sprinkle,
Sprinkle.
sprinkle, sprinkle.
Use your
sprinkle.
triceps, Mr. Wright.
Aha! Let's have a look here. What we got? Luckily, I keep my friend's fingerprints on file on my phone here.
You don't trust anyone, and I admire that. Who says that?
Hey, these fingerprints, they...
Whose are they? Whose? Is it someone I know?
It's Officer Marshall.
Huh? Officer Jake Marshall?
Right, taking this locker door.
Pop it in your
putting
bag.
Yeah.
That's got to be a coincidence. He's not involved in the crime.
Emma. This are decidedly different from Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints.
Ah,
The luminal reaction. The blood and the fingerprints are in the same place.
oh.
So we have Jake Marshall's fingerprints on a white blood stain.
God, why did we not suspect the guy that carries a knife?
You know what, we should have.
But why would Officer Marshall?
It looks like our investigation is finally turning up some results.
Huh?
I guess this is what you'd call decisive evidence.
I don't believe it.
Real exciting times happening in the world of Phénix, right? Bit of a cliffhanger to leave you on there for this week, but we will be back next week for what will be a very exciting trial segment with a lot of revelations. But in the meantime, it's time for our virtual round of applause segment where some of our fantastic cast can do plugs for things. Scott, round of applause for our wonderful Phénix Wright, Scott Oswald. Scott has nothing to plug, is that correct?
Yeah, nothing to plug. Just again, listen and learn. And my plugs is everyone else's plugs.
There we go. And
thanks for having us, Chaz.
Oh, it's always a pleasure. And Rosanna, our wonderful Emma Sky. Any plugs from you?
Hey, yeah, Google the phrase lesbian space crime. There have been actual developments in the story that we are making a musical out of. Get excited.
There you go. And our very, very proud, very loud Detective Gumshoe, David Alwyn. Plugs, please.
A little prick took my megaphone, so I had to make up for it. Yeah, I'm. So I've directed an interactive Zoom play called Sherlock Holmes in the Symmetric Mail Shot, which had its premiere last Friday and sold out. So we're going to do a run, and why not? So we're going to do a run until we stop selling out. So if you know anybody who likes Sherlock Holmes or interactive stuff, then let them know. Look at the Control-Alt-Repeat website, or just go to my Facebook or my Instagram at Alwyn the Terrible, and you will find more information. Thank you very much, everyone, and echoing, listen and learn.
Dope. Okay. Now, another round of applause for all of our amazing cast who had to hop off after their scenes. So Hannah Raymond Cox as Angel Starr, Miles Hurley as Jake Marshall, Richard, our wonderful Damon Gant, Richard Sandling, and Robbie Curran as Mike Meekins. Boy, Mike Meekins is a hell of a character. I'm excited for Mike Meekins to take the stand next week. Usually this is the part where I plug my own things, but if you're watching on Twitch, you know that this is my Twitch channel. You can follow or subscribe. I try to do 2 streams a week, this and a quiz on Saturday. Usually this is the time when I'd say there are donate links on my Twitch page, but in lieu of donating to my Twitch page, you probably need to send an email to your MP to make sure that the Gender Recognition Act is amended and they don't shelve those amendments. So you can go to www.genderedintelligence.co.uk/trust me. That's TRUSSTME. Once again, genderedintelligence.co.uk/trust me with 2 S's. Please do that. It's very important. Other than that, we will be back next week with more La Theatre de Phénix. On behalf of all of the cast, I thank you so much for tuning in. You're wonderful people for doing this. Can you believe we've been doing this for like 3 months now? It's crazy. Anyway, have a wonderful evening, everybody, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.